many Afghans who desperately want to flee Taliban rule, and Afghans who say their lives are at stake, they remain behind. Afghans trying to get out of the country face a black market full of promises, demands of exorbitant fees, and no guarantee of safety or success.
Desperate Afghans are now being exploited, like that young man, told that they can get them or their families out if they pay exorbitant, often impossible amounts. Found a man named Zachary Young, who is one of many advertising evacuations from Afghanistan, posting just this week, "We can deliver." One LinkedIn user posted messages with Young, where Young said it would be $75,000 for a car to Pakistan. He told another it would be $14,500 per person to get to the United Arab Emirates, or Albania for another $4,000. Prices well beyond the reach of most Afghans. Number and called, but he didn't pick up. In a text message, he told CNN that Afghans trying to leave are expected to have sponsors pay for them. If someone reaches out, we need to understand if they have a sponsor behind them to be able to pay evacuation costs, which Young says are highly volatile and based on environmental realities.
A few years later.
I said, I understand y'all have reached a verdict.
We have.
All right, you have the verdict form with you?
I do.
Can you hand that to the bailiff, please?
I will.
Ask the clerk to publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 14th Judicial Circuit in Fort Bay County, Florida, case number 22-608CA, Zachary Young, plaintiff versus Cable News Network, Inc., defendant. Verdict form number 1. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation per se against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes. Number 2, do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation by implication against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes. Number 3, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for both lost earnings in the past and for the loss of his earning capacity in the future, reduced by the amount that plaintiff could have earned from comparable employment? $4 million. Number 4, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for pain and suffering, mental anguish, inconvenience, injury to reputation, and loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life that he sustained in the past and that he has sustained for the future? $1 million.
Damn!
Number 5, do you find by clear and convincing evidence that punitive damages are warranted against defendant CNN? Yes.
I feel shocked.
Date, January 17, 2025, signed by the foreperson.
Okay.
Opinions vary.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Opinions Vary. That's Opinions with an A. Please like, share, and subscribe. And CNN gets smacked. The convicted news network, CNN, fake news network, CNN, now owes Zach Young at least $5 million, and punitive damages were settled after this verdict because CNN didn't want to leave it up to the jury. So I think Zach Young probably going to walk out of there with between 15 and 20 million because he wanted 15. I wouldn't have settled for anything less. So CNN ran that story against Zach Young during Joe Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan, which is a complete debacle, as we know, one of the most ridiculous, egregious, embarrassing moments in the history of our country, where we lost 13 members of our military because of Joe Biden and his incompetence, right? And instead of going after that, they went after him. Why'd they go after him? I don't know. They ran this story knowing that it was, as you're going to see in an article in a little while that we're going to read, that it was, quote, 80% false, 20% emotion, something like that. We'll read about it. But CNN didn't want to leave the punitive damages up to the jury. No way. So they didn't. Smart move by them, because they might have been run out of business, which would have been doing the world a favor. But they'll screw up again because they just can't help themselves. That's what fake news networks do. They just can't help themselves. And with Donald Trump coming back into office, you'll see it's going to ramp up again and again. You think CNN learned a lesson? I don't. Anyway, let's get into a Fox News report on this. It's real quick, and then we'll read the Breitbart article from John Nolte. Ready? Let's go.
This breaking just a short time ago, a Florida jury on Friday found that CNN defamed a U.S. Navy veteran in a 2021 story about people paid to rescue endangered Afghans following the Taliban takeover of that country. The jury in Panama City deliberated for more than 8 hours starting Thursday before ruling in favor of Zachary Young, who blamed CNN for destroying his business by showing his face on screen in a story about a black market of smuggling out desperate Afghans for high fees. The jury awarded Young $5 million in damages.
So that basically sums it up real nice for you. Now let's get into the Breitbart article where John Nolte lays into CNN, and nobody does it better. Let's go. Nolte, jury finds CNN guilty of defamation, awards $5 million plus punitive damages. And there's our boy Jake Tapper, convicted liar. A Florida jury has found far-left CNN guilty of defaming Navy veteran. If I said Marine before, I apologize. He's a Navy veteran. Back in November of 2021. CNN equals the convicted news network. Yes, I love the sound of that. The jury ruled Young is owed $5 million in compensation for the fake news network from the fake news network for lost earnings and personal damages. Yet to come are the punitive damages. Now, as I said before, after this article was written, CNN went to Zachary Young and settled punitive damages. I hope it was for a lot of money. The jury will decide on that amount in the trial's next phase. Well, we know that didn't have to happen. After 8 hours of deliberation, the video below can be only described as pornography for decent people. Yes, that's what we watched in the beginning of this video, and it was fun to watch, wasn't it? What this means is that I will be using the term convicted liar to describe CNN and Jake Tapper until the end of time. Perfect. Hey guys, if you're still watching, I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe. I do one video a day at least. If I don't do one video, it's because of circumstances that were beyond my control and I couldn't get it done. But please like, share, and subscribe and help me grow this channel. I appreciate it. In their zeal to find a villain other than his fraudulency, Joe Biden, for the debacle that was America's withdrawal from Afghanistan, the convicted liars at CNN, that's never going to get old, no it won't, decided to demonize Mr. Young as a black market operator exploiting desperate Afghans for huge sums of money to get them out of the country. Convicted liar Jake Tapper introduced the segment this way. Afghans trying to get out of the country faced a black market full of promises, demands of exorbitant fees, and no guarantee of safety or success. Months later, the convicted liars at CNN tried to take it all back with an on-air apology from convicted liar Jake Tapper. They did a half-assed apology here. I'm not going to read it, and obviously it didn't work because Zach Young just cleaned them out for millions of dollars. What truly sank the convicted liars at CNN, at least from where I sit, was the text that would prove malice to anyone with an IQ above room temperature. Right, these texts are going to prove that CNN was targeting this kid and went after him knowing they could possibly ruin his life. CNN correspondent and convicted liar Alex Marquardt flat out said he wanted to nail this Zachary Young mother effer and promised that the story would be his funeral. Wow, how nice. Convicted liar Marquardt's editor, Matthew Phillips, then replied with, "Gonna hold you to that, cowboy." Well, they're having a good old time at CNN in 2021, weren't they? How times have changed. Then a CNN senior editor named Fuzz Hogan, all right, called Young a shit. Better still, there are texts from CNN staffers pointing out that Zachary Young's story is 80% emotion, 20% observed fact, and flawed. Well, that basically sums up the Democrat Party, except I'm going to go about 95% emotion, 5% observed fact, and flawed. That's the Democrat Party right there in a nutshell. But the convicted liar Jake Tapper and the convicted liars at CNN ran with the story anyway. Because in 2021, these idiots believed that they were bulletproof after temporarily vanquishing Donald Trump from the Oval Office. And here is all the fake stories that Nolte has, that CNN has embellished, flat out lied about, twisted to run to their narrative, and they're numerous. I'm not going to read them all. You could scroll, and it's incredible. This is the amount that he has documented of lies told by CNN over the last 8 to 10 years. So what's one more lie, he says? Generally, punitive damages are where juries like to make a point because those damages are subjective. What a man's reputation, career, and good name are worth. The sky's the limit. That's why CNN settled with Zachary Young right after that trial came out, right after that verdict came out, because they did try to plead with the jury, and then somebody probably thought better of it and said, we're going to get hit for $50 to $100 million here, so let's settle for 15 to 20. I bet that's what happened. We can only hope the jury does the right thing for Zachary Young and for America and bankrupt these godless liars. Yeah, that would be nice. Bury them forever, salt the earth, and then melt down the pieces to create a statue of President Donald J. Trump. Anyone tired of winning yet? No, I am not. I'm ready for more of this. So there you have it. How nice was that? CNN getting smacked down as they deserve. And like I said before, CNN, you think they're going to learn their lesson? Not a chance. They'll screw up again. They can't help themselves. ABC can't help themselves. $15 million owed to Donald Trump. The one in Iowa that Donald Trump is sued now for that fake poll. I've done videos on that too. We'll see. They can't control themselves. They're ramping up even now. Donald Trump moved the inauguration inside. It's because he's afraid of a small crowd size. These people are pathetic. They can't help themselves. They have TDS. It runs their life. And I want them to keep doing this. Like I keep saying, the longer they keep doing this, the more we win, the more they lose, the more we get the country back. Keep doing it. Go on a 10 to 15 to 20 year run of this. Please, please. I'm begging you. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Put your comments down below what you think about this. Do you think CNN's going to learn their lesson? I don't. So let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you next time right here at Opinions Vary.
Opinions vary.